What is up, you guys? I haven't filmed a video in a bit, so I'm a little rusty at all of this. But today I decided to do a list of series I have started and or finished in general. This is inspired by another YouTuber and TikToker that I watch, Angel something. I can't remember the last name, but I will put the link to her video in the description and we'll go from there. Alright, so I have my handy dandy Kindle also that I use all the time. So some of the series are on Kindle, some of them are physical. So I made a list of them that is actually pretty long. And I'm going to go through and I am going to show you the series that I've started, and yeah. Alright, the first series we have is called Sanctify, and it is these two books, actually 3 books. There is a book that was supposed to come before the first one that is in this one, which is, I just haven't read it yet. But you don't need to read it beforehand because this serves as the first book. It's like one of the prequels that was written. But these are by Katee Robert, which I have quite a few of her books that I have not read yet, but some of them I have, and they are really good. So, the Sanctify it gives Star Wars vibes, but female main character almost. So the first book follows our main character. The second book follows her partner's sister, who you also meet in the first book, and she's really, I love her. On to the second series, and that is the Forever Adirondack series, which is this trilogy of books. This is the first one, second, and third. These are by Lauren Accardo. I follow her on Instagram and I see her name all the time, but I always get tripped up reading the name. It's basically your small town romance books, and you start with this one, and then these two are characters that you met in the first one and are dragged throughout the series, which I love them. I have read the first 2, but I haven't read this one yet. This is like next on my to-do list. Alright, the next series we have to talk about is by far one of my favorites, and I think other than one other series, this is the most books I have from one series as of right now, and it is The Ice Planet Barbarians. I love these books so much. So these are by Ruby Dixon, and this is the first one that you start with, and it's a very good, quick, easy read stuff. I am currently on the 5th one here, but there's also little novellas in between that like bridge the gaps between them. So like these are special edition ones, so these each came with a novella in them also that was not released before. But these are all the newest covers of them, and she is still printing them as of now. It fully depends on how well they end up doing, but this is the last one I have, and there is another one released right now. But I have to say, out of the 4 that I have read, not including this one because I am like 25% of the way, my favorite out of the ones I've read either has to be this one, which is Barbarian Lover, or Barbarian Mine, which follows some of the girls that you meet in the first one, and you get to know them more in their own book. Alright, the next series, I told you guys I had more Katee Robert, it is the Dark Olympus series. I do not have all of them at all. I think currently if you go onto her Instagram, she has its, or they have it scheduled up until like book 10, I think. I think 4 or 5 are out now, but I read this one and I haven't read this one yet. So I'm waiting to read this to see if I'd like to continue with the series, which I believe I will because I love the writing in them. All right, the next series is the Inheritance Games. I only have 2 of them. There are 4 out now, and I think she may have confirmed a 5th one. Not entirely sure, but I read this one and it was pretty good. This one, I accidentally started it. I know, accidentally sounds weird, but I started it after my wisdom teeth surgery because I didn't want to read anything else. I didn't want to read like any of the other series I had. So I tried to read this one and my brain just couldn't. So I'm gonna have to give this another shot. I don't know why I still have the sticky mark in there, but oh well. Series is another favorite of mine, and it is called Adrian X Isolad, and it is King of Battle and Blood and then Queen of Myth and Monsters, and the next book is set to come out in May 2024, and these are by Scarlett St. Clair. I love this series. It's a great fantasy level book for someone that was like getting into it like I was. It was more serious than like Iceland Barbarians, but it was not quite as confusing and stuff as like Sarah J. Maas stuff. So I love these 2, and I think I'm definitely going to pick up more stuff by Scarlett St. Clair. I think there's other books on my list that I want to read that are by her, so that's a win for me. All right, the next series, yes, I have them in physical books, but there are so many of them on their shelf over there that I am not going to try and dig this out. And I also don't have the first book in this series because I lent it to someone. So I will pop a picture of the book up here. It is called Dark Lover by J.R. Ward, and it is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood, which is fantastic. It follows Black Dagger Brotherhood, which they are protectors of their vampire race, and she does vampires very differently to like Twilight and like generally what you think of vampires. She has some aspects of that and some she doesn't, which I love. That we love diversity in our occults, so I really love that. And the characters are just, they're phenomenal. All right, another series that I really love that I physically don't have the first book with me right now is it's In Death series by J.D. Robb, which is Nora Roberts' pen name. Okay, so it's J.D. Robb, and it follows Eve Dallas, and she basically solves murders and other things going on, and there are, I think in January there will be 58 of them out. Yes, that is a lot, but I promise you the writing is so good. I am about 4 books in now, but I already have up to 7 purchased because they were that good and I got them for a really good price. Series that I don't physically have the first book, and this is an interesting story on why, is I don't know what the name of the series is. It's just Stephanie Plum, I think. And it's by Janet Yankovich. I think that's how you say the name. And the reason that I don't physically have the first book is because it was the first audiobook I tried to listen to. And I really liked it, but I don't see myself listening to audiobooks because I can't keep my focus on it. This series is very similar. The next series is the Ex-Hex series. I can't remember who it is by. It's Aaron something, but I don't have the first book because I digitally borrowed it from the library and I couldn't find a good price on it, so I finished reading it on there and I bought the second one. Alright, and now we have another favorite, and this is the Icebreaker Maple Hills series. I read this one and I really loved it, and I recently picked this one up, and yes, the sticker does not come off because it's not a sticker. It just says there's an exclusive chapter in this one that was only included at the Target edition, so I picked that one up. And the next series we have is A Vine Mess by Tessa Bailey, and it starts with this one, Secretly Yours. Yes, it has tabs. And then it goes to this one, which is about our main character here, main boy. It's his sister's story. I really liked this one. Obviously, that's why I purchased the second one. But this was also the first book that I read of Tessa Bailey. I love her content on YouTube and stuff, so I figured I needed to read a book. Alright, the next book is The Roommate by Rosie Dana. I think that's how you say the name. I'm not entirely sure. When I looked on Goodreads, it said that this is part of a series, so I think I like this book a lot, and I like the characters, and I like the development. I think the next one's supposed to be about one of the ones that you meet in this. So, excited about that. The series we have was all over TikTok. The Shatter Me series. I waited a long time to read this. Checked it out from the library. Not even halfway through. I said, guess what? I need to buy this. And I did. And it was really good. And I read the other little in-between one here, but I haven't read this one yet. And I'm not even entirely sure how many there are of these. I just know there's a lot of them. And I know I said the other series all over TikTok, but this one was even more so all over TikTok. Oh God. And that is A Court of Thorns and Roses. And yes, I have the whole entire series here. All here. And I am currently on this one, which is ACOWAR. And then I have these two, which I'm not very far into this one, but that's because I got done reading these two. So, I love this series. I didn't think I would. It was another one that I waited to read for a bit. I waited to read this for a bit, and then I said, okay, this book was $13 at Walmart, so I picked it up. And now here we are with the rest of them. So, right, now we are on to my Kindle list, which I have narrowed it down. I picked the ones that I really, really like and really would recommend to other people, which is the Love Me Forever, the Maxwell Brothers series by Layla Hagen. Love them. I think she just released the last book in it, potentially. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Love them so much. Each brother has such a different story, and the last two are about their cousins that are more like their sisters. Love that. Also, it is one of the books where you get to see the couple from the first one into the rest of them also. So each couple is throughout the book more. You also don't have to read the whole entire series if you don't want to. You can read one singular book. I actually started with the third book because I saw an excerpt of it on TikTok, like all the videos you see on TikTok. I saw one of those. All right, this is another book that I saw an excerpt of, and it is Fierce King, and it is the LA Ruthless series by Sadie Kincaid. Love that book so much. There are 4 in the series, and I am on the last one. I had to stop reading it because I had a breakdown and said, the series is gonna be over and I'm gonna cry. So I haven't read the last one yet because I don't want it to end. Big brain. Another series that I got from the library was the When in Rome series. I can't remember who it is by, but there are Sarah Adams, I think. Sarah Adams. Because she has 2 books out of it so far, and the second one set it up for the third one. They have When in Rome and then Practice Makes Perfect, which it was all over TikTok. It has the little cover of the girl with the blonde and the guy with the tattoo. Yeah. Another series is I started with Ryan Retribution, and it is the New York Ruthless series by Sadie Kincaid. Now, a cool thing about these series, the LA Ruthless and the New York Ruthless, is that they actually cross over in a couple of them, and you'll hear them talk about the other characters. And I love it when they do that. And she also has Chicago Ruthless, I think, out. I think it's the first book. I have not checked into that. I just saw something on her Instagram page about it. I'm gonna have to read it and see if they cross over because I would love that. And in one of the books, I think it was the LA Ruthless one, they actually end up going to Chicago and talking with other people, but they didn't give names or anything. So maybe the connection that they have is through that. So, alright, if you liked this content of me talking about books and ones that I love and everything, hit the follow button, stick around for a little bit. I have more content. I have more books to read for sure. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.